Okay, here we are. Beautiful sunny day, January 3rd, 2015. And here we are standing in front of a lovely bread oven, which is toasty warm. It's been fired up for about 2 hours. And we're fortunate enough to be standing here with the woman who actually made this bread oven. And she's going to explain to us what she did, how she did it, how long it took, the materials she used, and why she loves it so much. Angie, welcome.
Thank you very much. So, yes, I decided that I would make this a project, and it was a big project, but it was well worth doing. So I started with a base here, just built a ring actually it was a double ring of stones, which I built up with a mixture of sand and lime. And so I made this ring, which afterwards then I filled with rubble and then gravel and then finer sand towards the very top. And then into the layer of very smooth sand at the top, I placed these fire bricks, a nice flat layer of fire bricks, and then began the actual construction of the oven itself, which was then made by constructing a dome of wet sand with obviously the shape of the inside of the oven that you want to end up with, covered it with wet newspaper, and then started building with these bricks across the top of the dome there. So again, built with the bricks, filled in with a mortar of lime and sand. And then once that dome was actually completed, covered it with layers, lots of different layers of various different things which I probably can't remember now, which again, lime and sand. I think at some point I put some sheep's wool and tried some cob, which was mud and straw, until I had this completed dome.
Very nice. And the mud and straw, was that from the fountain? You said you dug a little. Was that all from the foundation of the actual stove itself?
Yeah, most of the mud came from here. I think I got some extra clay type mud from from a friend's house not so far away. But yeah, everything was very locally sourced. And
the galets, as it's called in French, the lovely stones there, were those all locally sourced as well?
Yep, they were from a friend's house. The wall that they'd knocked down, they had a big pile of stones in their garden, so I decided to just use those.
And as I remember, Louis and I came back with a few wheelbarrow fulls from the field next door as well. So a very local stove, and the dimensions and everything. Where did you get those dimensions from?
Well, I actually had friends who made rocket stoves, bread ovens in Brittany, who had made several. And they'd made 3. The first one he found was a bit big. The second one I think he found was a bit too small. And the third one was the dimensions that he found perfect. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and use those. It's quite a big oven because my idea was to have it possible for friends to come and use it and put bread in. So it is quite big. You can make a lot smaller dimensions. Don't need to just make a loaf or 2 of bread. But my idea was to make it more of a communal affair.
And so with all of that mass heated up and warm, just give me, for instance, like what would you cook on a day like today?
Oh, well, once it's hot, it can actually stay hot till tomorrow morning when I come out. It'll still be warm inside the oven. So you can start at the very hottest temperature. Once it's still got the fire in, you can cook pizzas, which is the best way to cook pizza, directly on the stone floor. And then after that, you'd bring out all the embers and clean the floor. And then you can cook, as the temperature gradually gets less and less, you can cook all the things you would cook in a normal oven. Bread, pastry dishes, pies, cakes. Obviously, you don't know exactly what temperature it is. It's a case of feeling your way through it. So I wouldn't cook something very sensitive like sponge cakes or something. But, other cakes and biscuits, and then puddings, rice puddings overnight. That's what we do as well for my son who loves them. And so pretty much everything you can cook in a normal oven, but just from the one fire you can get masses of things cooked.
And then you can cook those things, save them, eat the rest of the week. So one burning of the oven a week or every 2 weeks.
Yep, that's right.
So are you pleased with your bread oven that took you how long to make?
Oh, it took me quite a long time, but then I wasn't making it every day when it was raining or the weather was cold. It took me probably 9 or 10 months to make it overall. But you could make it a lot quicker than that if I was on it every day. But I'm delighted with it. Yeah, I'm really happy.
Okay, so there we go. Lovely bread oven, cob from the area, and just locally sourced. And the wood is wood again. It doesn't take big logs. It's mostly things we come back with from walks, some hedges I've chopped around the property, and this fire, I must say, is very hot right now. We're getting the heat off of it throughout this whole interview, and I will let Louis zoom in on the fire on the inside, and there we go. Thank you very much. This is Joe signing off from Telemon Prom, and we'll be back again.